everyone. Recently I've been having quite a few games where I had to solo carry the game really hard, and for the games that I managed to do so, I realized that there was one common factor, and that is my build. After the usual Bork and Shield Bow, I always choose LDR followed by Death Dance and GA. Bork and Shield Bow gives you your base damage and some survivability and offense at the same time. LDR gives you armor penetration, which also provides more value and actually allows you to kill tanks. Since our build contains no HP, the Giant Slayer passive is also utilized to the max. Death Dance is anti-burst, and the damage cleanse allows for insane comebacks if you are able to even find one kill. Finally, J provides even more room for error and allows for more aggressive plays and angles, not to mention Death Dance giving 60-80 and GA giving 55. My previous video was also a 1v9 where I go super in depth with my thoughts, but today we'll be going over a game where we carried a pretty troll team versus one of Yone's most annoying counters, Renekton. Make sure to like and subscribe. Love you all. Oh, and if there are any issues with the game audio, this should be the last time since I fixed my game settings. It'll be fine going forwards, I believe. But yeah, I'm bringing exhaust with shield bash and bone plating because almost every Renekton brings ignite nowadays. Level 1, we do want to slow push the wave and get prio because we don't really want Renekton to hit level 2 and 3 before us, since we want to be able to have countermeasures to his engages. This is also a good time to try and poke him since we have longer Q range. Seeing Renekton use Q, we walk up to auto and then use Q to punish him for CSing. Killing Renekton level 1 is not uncommon, but I don't recommend you all in him unless his HP is around or below 75% and you have the right distance to do so. Right before he hits level 2, we back off a bit to avoid getting hit by his EQ. As Renekton hits level 3, he goes to EQW us, but it's not really a big deal since he doesn't have max fury, and we E away to avoid some of the damage with bone plating. This isn't the optimal way to trade, but we can't take an extended trade this close to the turret. Renekton's E comes back, and I shouldn't have been so upwards seeing that he has max fury. It's important to maintain some distance. But instead of using E to get away after taking a good trade, he chooses to all-in me, and we put exhaust on him when we see his auto attack animation. Renekton tries to flash out, but we follow his flash and kill him. Afterwards, he says that it's a lucky level up, but if we replay the kill and look at HP, I think we can all agree that he is bullshitting and trying to save his ego. We buy triple daggers and longsword and should have no pressure until level 6. Seeing Pantheon's position, we freeze the wave and Q3 into him, then leave to bait him to go in. Like that, we kill Renekton again. I don't take the plate because Renekton would be back soon and it's better to tempo, but looking back, maybe it wouldn't have been a bad choice since I would have enough gold to get pickaxe. I try to bait Renekton to go in, but he doesn't really want to use E, so I instead walk up close and use E since he has no other abilities and I know I have R to gap close if necessary. Even though I should have held my Q3 a bit longer, he is really disrespectful afterwards, so we just kill him with R. This time I was able to base with my pickaxe, but Renekton is also level 6. I only give Renekton the range to use E on me when I have a Q stack ready, so I'm able to chase him with Q3 when he tries to E away. Renekton realized that he was probably going to die if he doesn't R, so he uses it and we instantly E back. Renekton's ult is the most annoying part about the matchup, so us getting it on CD makes it a lot easier. It's generally not recommended to try and kill Renekton unless you're in a very confident spot. Don't even think about touching the wave until his ult ends or else you won't even know how you died. Notice this time I'm maintaining the distance, so even if he uses E, he can't touch us. Renekton chose to base after that, so do the same after getting the wave for enough gold to get a Vamp Scepter. Renekton shoves the wave to help his jungler with grubs, so I freeze the wave. This is generally good because Yone wins almost every extended trade, making it easy to punish the enemy with a longer lane. Renekton uses E to try to get the wave in, but we have Q3, so he forces his ult out again. Then you see me make the mistake I just talked about of not touching the wave. I win because I'm super ahead with exhaust, and if we were even, I would always die here. But I suppose that is what makes me human. Now, we have Bork and I'm 4-0, but the scoreboard is 7 versus 7. But look how easy it is to kill Renekton if he doesn't have ult, but I suppose having Bork also helps. We hold Q3 until after he uses E, and we chase him with E after he uses the second part of his E. Skarner comes to defend the turret, so Pantheon has the idea of invading his jungle with my priority, so we decide to go into the jungle with Pantheon and assist him in getting Skarner. Renekton becomes passive for a while, but our strategy of getting his ult happened a third time. Right after that, Vladimir and Skarner show up top, so I can't really touch the wave until I see them on the minimap. Shortly after, FF Vote comes through at 16 minutes. I try to get Renekton, but miss, so I chose to get the turret instead. At this point, I'm just hoping that I can use second item to try and do something with team at Drake. I see that we took down Vel'Koz, so I call for a 3v5 at Drake. But sadly, I fumbled ult, and that left me at 1 HP, but luckily we were able to pick off Skarner. Unfortunately, Vlad alone was enough to suppress us while Renekton was splitting top. I decided to try again mid, since if I could kill Jhin or Vlad, it could turn the tables for us, but I almost die again while Vlad just gets more HP from using his Q. Renekton is also building serpents to counter us. I try to match the Vlad in lane, but jungle dies and Cassio gets soloed by Renekton, giving them another bot turret. I go bot to apply some side lane pressure, but I should have known that they were going for Baron instead, so I had to waste TP and commit to a late and bad fight, making the game harder. In this case, I think it's better to just leave it as is. After respawning, I go bot again to match Vlad, but I hadn't expected Skarner's position, sending me right back to the fountain. We were finally able to make a tiny comeback when we caught Vel'Koz and Vlad sieging our inhib. Oftentimes, split pushing is a good option when objectives are down because it might still be possible to win 1v1s, and if you are lucky, no one stops you, you can get some gold. After taking bot tier 1 though, I had to base since we were caught mid, leading to the enemy sieging inhibitor. Using ult right before Vlad's W was over allows us to get them both, and we got a lucky kill on Jhin. While I was CSing top, I expected them to have based, but Renekton was sitting top, and sadly for us, no ult with Vel'Koz coming to assist, we end up dying. Our team tried to assist us with Pantheon ult and Cassio TP, but we are significantly weaker, so mid dies and the enemy starts Baron. We tried to contest, but they turned on us, leading everyone to die. The enemy chose to continue sieging and try to end the game, so Renekton TPs. But luckily for us, the TP was a bit early, so we were able to camp his TP and kill him before his team came. By the time his team arrived, they wanted to camp my E, so we used that thought process and land a really nice ult, exemplifying the insane damage you can do with LDR. At this point, the macro was very clear. Everyone on the enemy is dead except for Vel'Koz. Baron and Drake are both up, and I can best solo Drake and solo Vel'Koz since I can go over walls. This way we would be able to get both objectives and sit at a very comfortable spot. However, Cassio comes to Drake and Pantheon even ults the Vel'Koz, meaning that he would be too late for Baron. Not gonna lie, this actually tilted me a bit. But at the very least, I got a ton of gold from all that, so we have Death Dance and isn't that far off from GA. As we were skirmishing mid, I found a pick on Jhin with Flash Q and I wanted a Baron, but I suppose we had a fight too.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Now, being full build, we are essentially winning and we move mid to siege with team. We wait for the right angle to go in, allowing us to pick off Vel'Koz while staying healthy with Death Dance proc. We come back to save Pantheon with Exhaust and pick off whatever enemies remain to end the game. I joke about the level up, but he seems to be very certain of it, and honestly, I don't remember much, so I couldn't really say much to him at the time, but watching the replay, the guy is just bullshitting. Anyways, thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe. Bye bye.